Today is February 20th, 2025. Let's kind of get right into the market. See, we had today pretty good day for me. Best day of the year, 9.5% on the account. Um, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Big one for me today was Rocket Lab. I talked about that Rocket Lab losing to 50, and I mentioned I wanted to see it lose to 50 while the market was showing weakness. Now, I did take a starter in the 26th that was expiring tomorrow. Yesterday, after that news came out about the Trump tariffs, well, not the Trump tariffs, but the DoD spending. And I think some people are wondering, like, well, is Rocket Lab a defense stock? Well, I mean, they do build guided missiles, so I would say yes, maybe. But all right, so what we got today? So we did get a little gap down today. I think a little more concerns came out with the tariffs, the aluminum shit and whatever. And we kind of wigged down and reclaimed the. And I wouldn't say tap, but because we kind of undercutted the EMA 20, and we did get brought back up, showing that there are still willing buyers in this market. So I mean, overall, still not 100% bearish on the charts. I mean, you can be bearish intraday. That's one thing, but to be bearish, directionally, daily, just not really seeing it there. I was just able to have some locations that I have marked out. Again, this is coming from this previous little swing high from a 5 minute chart. I think that's easily recognizable. You kind of see right here as well, right? This is a location, 66178. I can probably go to SPY or XPX and show that same type of area on the chart. Let's see here what we got on this chart. Do I even have it marked out? Probably not going to show in this chart. But yeah, I think I do kind of got it marked out. You kind of see that location is around that 6120 spot. Um, yeah, you do got it. Let's go ahead and delete that. You kind of see that spot right there, and we kind of melted right through there. You kind of see again like where it's peeking over, right? You kind of see it acting as resistance this entire time, just all through here, right? And then we finally kind of broke above it, and then yesterday, we didn't hit it. We're off about $2 or so from this location, but then we kind of rallied, made all time highs, and then we literally breached that right in the morning, and that was for me to like say, okay, show's on. I can probably get short here. Yeah, and I got that nice move down on these contracts. I think I had the 6110s. Yeah, I know I was closer to the money. 6110s, I think I took a stab at the 6100s. But yeah, pretty positive move there. But yeah, I mean, you kind of see that spot. Like if we go here and look at SPX, like on a daily, and we do have like this little trend line kind of forming now. I think I kind of just pointed out to myself. Now we kind of wonder like what's going to happen here. If we do want to come back right in here where we have confluence of the trend line to the upside, we also have the moving averages sitting right below it. Probably a good spot to watch for a reaction. Again, like when you're trading, indices, I think you just be mindful that it does like to revert back to levels like mean revert back or mean reversion or go back to key levels, and it does kind of respect key levels on the indices. You just kind of need to be understandable like where those levels are at, kind of identify them on your charts. But yeah, I think overall, market's still positive, but you got to keep your ear to the ground because you just never know what the fuck Trump's gonna say. I think one of the things I looked at was RSP. So this is your equal weighted S&P. We haven't made new all-time highs on the RSP, right? So the all-time highs on the RSP was back in here, end of December. We're still kind of chopping right here on the RSP. We go take a look at IWM. And again, this nothing that really interests me here. We haven't broken the FMOC highs or candle reaction. Just been chopping around here. Nothing really to do. Go take a look at QQQE, which is the equal weighted Nasdaq. I know we are kind of breaking out, and it is kind of aligning to what we've seen on the QQQ. The one thing I do want to bring to your attention, or not to bring to your attention, I think I kind of misinterpret this because now when I look at this, I think it's probably best to say, well, the advanced decline line, yeah, it's trending up, but it hasn't, you know, breached these all-time highs. I wouldn't say all-time highs, but these highs from back here, right? And this lines up to, not 100% sure. Let's do this. Control. That ain't even gonna work. Let me go back to this thing right here. Click here. All right. So what does that line up to? They're gonna right. Not too sure, but this looks like right around the end of November, which kind of lines back up to that spot that I called out on RSP. Right. We haven't made new highs, and it's kind of very similar to what we see on this right here. We just we haven't broke out and made new highs, and I think I failed to recognize that. But overall, we are trending up on the RS. I mean on the advanced decline line. So if we can break these highs, on the advanced decline, that's probably positive. To see what happens in the market. But yeah, kind of seeing like it's kind of having, look like it's ready to turn over. We'll have to see. But yeah, not 100% sure. All right, so that takes care of that. Let me get back to this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Get back to the markets. All right, so that takes care of that. So the one thing that I talked about was Rocket Lab, and again, this is the reason why you just want to stalk stocks, watch them. I mentioned that I wanted to see Rocket Lab lose to 50 and there be selling in the market because I think this would be a great short candidate, considering the circumstances, right? It's below the EMAs. The EMAs are crossing over. It's breaking this trend line and it's losing to 50. And after having such a big leg up, right? I mean, from this breakout here from like $7, you could probably go a little bit higher or lower. Right, this is up almost 300% since what is this? Like October. So less than 6 months, up with 300%. It's probably going to run into some sellers. So yesterday when we did get the news turns ends of the day, I said, you know what, Chris, we're gonna go ahead and get some exposure here, and I bought 2 contracts of the 26s, right? And these are like $85, $95. I just bought 2, so let me just make contact on this and see what happens. So wake up in the morning, we didn't get a gap down unfortunately, but I did have some spots marked out. I said, okay, am I going to add to this position or I'm just going to close it out, right? And what I really had identified was, okay, we have the low from yesterday, and you can kind of see here in the aftermarket kind of tap that spot. And I won't want to say like I'm a pre-market enthusiast or anything, but I say, if we want to break here, I'm going to add to my 26 my puts, and I did, right, and I got a nice move down. I want to say I sold these around like 205 or whatever, 205 215, with a cost basis around like 105 115 when I added a couple more, and that was no, not even a couple more. I tripled my size. I had a total of 6 of these for this entire leg down. I want to say, let me check here. What was those? Let's see here when I sold those. Go here, check out my Rocket Lab. So for those, the 26, and again, I had the weekly, so I mean, when you have something like this, you just, gotta be mindful that, they are expiring the next day. So, yeah, so I had 2 of these yesterday. Again, I bought these yesterday. I bought 2 right before the close. For let me see here. Where's it at? Yeah, for 89 cents. And this morning, when I look at them, they kind of opened up pretty much flat. Yeah, I mean they hit a low of $44. It looks like here, but I was able. Sorry, looking at the wrong ones. Nope, I was looking at the call. So yeah, here he is. I was like, why does it don't look like this? All right, so yesterday, is this yesterday? Yep, yesterday I added these near the close. and they were, yep, yep, grabbed these for 85 cents. And then this morning, they didn't really do anything in the morning when they opened up. I mean, they weren't down or anything. And then I was able to add to them early in the morning. Um, pretty much after that first 5 minutes. So right after that first 5 minute, I added to these. Yeah, right here around like 105 on those contracts. That 105. Yep, yeah, 105, 105. It looked like I got filled at 112. I'll tell you, man, Thinkorswim, man, they do not give the best fucking fills, yo. Like, I'll market order in, I always get to ask. No matter what, I always get to ask. But yeah, I was able to get these, and I took these off around like 210, 215, down here around like 955 or so. And again, like what I messed up yesterday was not following price action. Again, we haven't broke the high, we haven't broke the high, we haven't broke the high, haven't broke our high. And I'm recognizing this wick, so I said, all right, let me take some of these off. Took some off, and I kept them here. And I think I took the last one off here for maybe like $1.80. But by that time I needed to go. Anyway, I thought it was a solid trade because I had my thesis, had my thought process already marked out on what I wanted to do with these and what I wanted to see. And I would have loved it to lost the 50 today, but it lost it yesterday with a catalyst. That catalyst was still fresh, and then we had the market kind of selling off, continuing from yesterday news. It seemed like. So I thought this was a pretty good solid setup. All right, that takes care of that, and we are about 12 minutes in. It's been a little more to time in that. All right, let's just go do our little regular thing that we do. Let's go check out some of the things I just like to keep a look at. Don't really care. Okay, now we got the dollar definitely breaking down. Um, so yeah, dollar definitely look like it's breaking down here. Still got this spot here to watch. Really like this 105.4 is really we want to see. But yeah, I mean dollar going down is probably likely. I think now. I mean the way it's looking right now. Mm, yeah, that's the way. That's just looking at it. That's the way I'm doing. Um, I mean the dollar going down is typically bullish for stocks. I would say. I mean really like here's like your spot you want to watch. I think that's a clear spot. Just pulling this across. See how this looks. Mm, hmm. I mean, that's the thing. Like the dollar going down could be bullish for stocks, but like the dollar going down means what? Like, and I want to say, and I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say like when the dollar going down, then your import prices are probably going up. And if your import prices are going up, right, it costs more to bring shit in, right? Because now your dollar's cheaper. What does that mean from like a macro perspective in terms of like inflation? Inflation probably goes up. So it's probably good to keep an eye on this in terms of like what's the market reaction as the dollar continues to trend down? Does it trend up or does it trend down? I think it's probably something to be mindful of. Looking here, I mean rates haven't really changed on the 2 or the 10 year. Nothing has really changed here. So this is very odd. It's very fucking odd. But again, I'm not no macro, expert. I just kind of just follow price action. Looking here at Tesla, um, no, it can't really close above this, this 360 spot, 362 spot, and it kind of opened up there again. Right, the high was 362.30. So I'm not just talking bullshit here, right? I mean, I've been talking about this location, and yesterday I played it because I felt we were a little strong. I had that pattern, but no follow through. It looks like on that pattern right now. Let's go look at some of the big Big stocks. So what we got here, Apple kind of chugging along, trying to break this earnings reaction, around 247. Amazon down 1.5%. No, now it's definitely losing the 50, curling down. Yeah, I mean this could probably come back and gap fill. I think this is pretty much played out. We could probably pull this down because that's a trend line, right? So maybe you get something and bounce around here around this gap fill, what sits around this previous all-time high as well, right here, around this 214, 215 team spot. But I mean, right now I don't really see anything. Maybe you get a reaction at 216, but yeah, I think we're kind of waiting to see what happens down there. Go checking out Google. Google, nothing really. I don't really see anything to do. Meta, right, had 20 days up, and maybe I have 20 days back down. Who knows? Don't really see it set up. I just played this day, and I took those off way too early. And I had the 715s for this week, so those are probably $1,000 now. Microsoft, I don't see anything. That's the new IBM. I continue to say that. And go check out Nvidia. Kind of just dangling around right now before earnings. Let's go look at some of the stocks I have, like some new positions. I'm still getting smoked on MSOS, but that's a longer term view. Don't have CLF anymore. Probably should. Moderna, oh man, down 6% today. Jesus Christ. Come on, baby, get going. But again, longer term view. Still in Oscar, still in VST, still in Uber, still in AMD, still in Grab. I'm the Grab position. I'm probably gonna rethink about this one. I'm not too sure. My average is $5. That's really about it I got for you. I know Unity had a breakout, and I was looking at this pre-market, like, man, do I want to just kind of like buy this and potentially have like start a position? And this thing just went fucking berserk today. It was down here around like $19. Got brought up right here. It was like right here in the pre-market. It was right down here, and it got brought up really really quickly and broke all of this shit here, and this went crazy. I mean, you got to think like in terms of the move from like where we're like the lows was $19 or so, like right around here. I mean, that's a 45% move or so, probably more, you know, in a day. Unity has that retail, no sentiment behind it. So once it gets going, it definitely gets going. Um, NEEE. I probably should have been watching this. I want to see how this is going to probably. Now it's up 3 days in a row. I probably want to see it come back, form a higher low, and then we get that next leg higher. But it doesn't look bad. Like, it doesn't look bad. Probably should already be in this, but I'm not too sure if I want to play a little breakout here. But there we go. Got it. All right. Is this a change of characteristics? Is the question. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. Powell got smoked. Yeah, don't really see anything else. I should still be in those oxy calls. So I was a dickhead taking it off. I took it off at 12%. I think I got as high as 20%. I could have just held it. I had them for July. Now they're like $2 in the money. Um, just looking through. Is there anything here to entertain? Again, I'm just waiting to see what happens after earnings. If it wants to go crazy and break 6 or 580 so on earnings, I'll probably grab it, see what happens. Give it like a dollar stop. So maybe grab like 200 shares. Um, Yeah, that's really about all I got for you. Still kind of feel like a day trader's market. I think it's really tough to swing shit, and if you do, you better swing small because you just never know when the gap down's coming. Again, you gotta just keep your ear to the ground, be diligent, manage risk, stop out when you're supposed to stop out, and just follow your process. Wing stop. Man, this thing's getting destroyed now. Probably too late now, but yeah, continuation off the earnings reaction. Um, Probably need to look at that. Oh shit, Celsius. Holy shit, let's go, baby. That's what I like to say. Oh, I bottom fucking fat. I bottom hit that. Oh, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I think this is probably a characteristic change here. We'll see. I grabbed some share. I just grabbed some shares at the after their earnings down here around like 22. I was like, ooh, nice. Golly. Holy shit. All right, guys, that's all for me. Peace. God bless.